Cilantro make a stew.
Damn it, I hate when indexes do that.
Do.
Eldritch Knight. See under. Just give me the damn fucking
Too many
page.
cooks.
Too
If
many
you're gonna
cooks.
list it,
Too many
anyway,
cooks.
you might as well
Too
many
just put the
cooks.
page
Too
there.
many
Well,
cooks.
so it should be
Too many
just, what,
cooks.
fighter?
Too many
Yeah.
cooks.
You
Too
need
many
the
cooks.
martial
Oh,
fighter
just
type.
I can't.
Too many.
Paul,
There
I love you, but
There are 5 things that are wrong with what your whisper's doing.
too many
There you go.
cooks.
Oh.
Too many.
You guys see
For
my-
those of you who are just tuning in, we're going to be live streaming Too Many Cooks this entire time.
It looks like you know one
Oh,
more spell
glorious
and you can
11 and a
cast
half
one
confusing minutes.
Okay.
I think I've been sleeping with a clenched fist because either that or I've been playing too much PC games.
So instead of 3, 2.
I wonder which one
That
of those
one.
Yeah.
have been.
Because these 3 fingers in my hand are like arthritic and sore, and I think I've got rheumatism.
Are you going to come down with the
Too many
consumption?
clicks.
Also the gout.
He's got the rickets. I actually know someone who has gout.
Yeah.
You can get it still. It's,
My brother
and
has the gout.
If you have it, you're stuck with it, right?
Kim Jong-un has gout.
Well, it's not even. It's more of a
Just,
What a
I know someone
Facts
who has
of the
gout.
day.
what a respectable bastion of humanity that I give a shit that he has gout.
No,
my brother also.
I want to say I knew someone too.
Are you like
You
Are you like your third cousin by marriage? Yeah, somehow Janelle and Kim got ill are like this. No idea how it happened. It just happened.
Oon.
She's not a necromancer who summons back spirits from the dead, so she's stuck with
And
the
if I
living.
was, let's talk about people
Let's
on the
talk about
list
who
that I
you-
would never summon back.
all these horrible
Oh,
dictators.
so you're friends with the basketball player guy too from the Chicago Bulls?
I might be.
Yeah, Dennis Rodman.
Dennis
I was like
Rodman.
Rod Serling. That was literally what my brain was trying. I'm like Rod, Hot Rod,
Bueller.
Rodimus Prime.
Rodimus Prime.
Bueller.
I would call
Hey.
him, if I knew Dennis Rodman, I would call him Rodimus Prime.
Rodimus.
I think that's actually in his high school yearbook under nicknames
Rodimus Prime?
Yeah.
Really?
because it was back in time.
We've all seen the Transformers movie, right?
Nope.
Yeah.
Not the most recent one. Sure.
No.
No.
We're talking about
The only
Rodimus Prime,
Transformers.
the actual.
Oh, yeah, the actual movie, yes.
So we all agree it actually was Hot Rod's fault.
Of course.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Optimus was perfectly fine, and then he had to get involved.
And he dropped the Autobot Matrix.
The Matrix of leadership. That shit is important as hell.
Yeah.
Don't want to fuck with that. Yeah, dude. I mean, priorities. Welcome to the Escapist Magazine's Twitch channel, where we're going to be live streaming Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition.
Satan's game.
Now that we've gotten our mandatory singing, bullshitting, and talking about politics out of the way, I'm Jon Bolding, and I'll be your dungeon master for this glorious experience. Please keep hands, dice, and character sheets on the table at all times, including Justin Clouse's hands.
Hey everybody, I'm Justin Clouse, and I'm playing Caledryn the Hale, the cleric of the party.
And Janelle Bonanno's hands.
Hi, I'm Janelle Bonanno, and I'm playing Hekabe, the Eldritch Knight.
I am Greg Tito, and I'll be playing Maro Footlights, a half-elven actor and theater person who recently discovered that he has the power of the arcane behind his voice.
Acting.
Hello, I'm Paul Goodman. I'm playing Hoult, the ranger, all about righting the outlaw wrongs. This your land. Also, scared off a dragon.
Did you know?
I did.
Can I just say
A legend that only grows with the telling.
that I love
No,
how
literally, it literally only grows with the telling.
Dragon was
What do you love?
I was just gonna say
this
that
big.
I love how when Paul gets into Hoult mode, he has like, I don't know if you noticed, but the Hoult eyebrows that happen.
Hold eyebrows.
There's whole
Like,
eyebrows?
Yeah, they're the specific way that he
Not
does his
I'm
eyebrows.
just
That
gonna,
is
like,
just
stare at
every
Paul for the rest
time
of the
he does
stream.
Hoult.
Stare
I
at
wish
Paul's
you
eye-
could like do a close up every
Is it
time.
only when he does
it.
the Holt voice when he talks like this?
Yeah.
Welcome to
He didn't even start talking yet. It started.
No. I count you all among my closest friends, but sometimes friendly ribbon there needs to be a limit on it.
Does it include eyebrows? Or?
We're all on a barge floating down to Baldur's Gate.
Look.
There's not a lot else to do.
That's true.
Well, you could have gone fishing, but no, you didn't want to buy the rod and tackle. You were all like, we got to save money for my fancy plate armor.
I could probably just insult a few fish to death if you'd like.
Just viciously mock.
You don't know how to swim properly.
You're
Dead.
a bad fish.
What's up at the top of the
You'll never make it upstream.
stupid salmon?
All 3 million of your brothers and sisters are better than you.
You will die after spawning.
A bear's gonna eat you.
Bear's gonna eat you.
Just
I'm
eat
the
you.
bear.
You are the bear. You're the bear who eats.
The bear who eats.
I don't think I'm going to open this.
Putting
can
a
of
cold
soda.
soda against your neck.
I'm just going to use it as a
How's that going for you?
cooling device so far.
Yeah, we still need to get a fan in here.
So when last we left the party, they were floating downriver towards the huge city of Baldur's Gate.
Yay!
Justin's favorite city.
So who's Huck Finn? Who's Tom Sawyer?
I like that you left out the important slave character.
Yeah, you can't even remember his name, can you?
Shut up.
Jim.
Of course, I knew it was
the only
Jim.
reason that like a 9-year-old child survives all the way down the Mississippi River.
He hangs out with an adult who knows what he's doing.
Yeah, it's hanging out with a responsible adult. That's all I'm saying.
That's all I'm saying. Well, I'll be the Jim.
Boat.
You're Jim.
I'm Jim in this
Okay.
Finn scenario, which is actually not true at all.
I'm Mark Twain, and this is the live stream of The Adventures of Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn. And
I don't have quite the mustache for that.
I don't
To be Mark
Moustache?
Twain.
I don't need a mustache.
Also a white suit.
So is there a fence?
I have a white suit.
Is there a fence we're going to be painting at some point?
Hell yeah! And you're also going to go to your own funeral.
Nice.
Yeah,
So we're floating down a river, headed toward Baldur's Gate.
you are,
Yeah.
and it's only a matter of days until you arrive outside the tall walls and bustling outlying districts of Baldur's Gate. This is a huge city. It's one of the most important centers of trade on the Sword Coast, right? It is the axis on which north-south trade turns.
Yeah.
The reason it holds this incredible monopoly is because between here and where you just way downriver, there's no good way to cut across the river you're coming across, except for Baldur's Gate itself, the estuary by the sea. Additionally, if you go that far east, there's no good road. So there's no better way to go north, right? The only way to get to Waterdeep is through here, which is why Baldur's Gate is so bizarre. Baldur's Gate is owned by powerful business interests and guilds. There are specific rules about Baldur's Gate, including that the reason I suppose that it's both famous and infamous is no horses or wagons are allowed within the city. None.
That's unique.
So if you want to carry your goods up coast, you have to stop your caravan outside the city walls, sell all your horses and wagons, pay laborers to carry all your goods through the city, and then buy new horses and wagons on the other side. And Baldur's Gate is fantastically wealthy because of this. And so as your raft pulls into the streets and men begin unloading bales of grain from it, you can see people headed through the streets, just groups of men, 3 guys carrying a huge carpet, guys with boxes, people with little hand carts loaded with fruits and vegetables. It is a city unlike any other in that the streets are wide and shockingly clean if crowded. There's no horse shit everywhere. There are nobles actually walking instead of being carried on like palanquins and stuff, just because it's actually clean. It doesn't smell nearly as bad as it could. It smells, mostly of smoke and people. And for some of you, it's probably the most crowded place you've ever seen in your lives. There's just so many people here.
Does the river actually go through it?
It does. It goes through the city.
How tall are the buildings? I need a vantage point.
The buildings in Baldur's Gate range from 2 to 4 stories. Stone buildings. Yeah. They're quite old. Many of them were built hundreds of years ago when this area was settled by immigrants from the south. You have been given the contact of a man named Akin Celeborn, who is some kind of trader. He operates some kind of equipage business in the outer city north of the wall, and he is supposed to help you find the things you need to get hired on a caravan heading north.
All right.
Well, let's not get in any trouble here, okay, Hoult?
Ha 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 ha.
Was that funny?
That was sarcastic.
Oh, I see. You're implying that Hekabe is going to be the one that's going to get in trouble.
Me? I wasn't the one that went to jail.
You
Never been to jail.
True.
Never been.
It is the one and only time I'm going to be truthful to a guard.
I was telling you.
I believe Maro has.
This isn't like,
lesson.
Constable Bill back home, who's all like, "You kids, stop getting in trouble."
Well, in that case, that actually was very much like Constable Bill. I mean, that was a very small podunk town, but we'll see how we best avoid the ire of the authorities here in Baldur's Gate.
I'm glad I was able to find you the greasiest lawyer known to man.
He was a great barrister.
Good. I'm glad you think so.
He did a lot of good for the world.
He cost me a lot of money for all that good.
Which I compensated you for.
I didn't say you didn't.
It's nice to have gold to spend.
Money, money, money.
I agree.
On my friends. I actually just want to, I'll eventually take all of my winnings for this to invest it into a theater, which will then lose all that money. But
not with your powers.
But we'll have gold.
Not with your powers of persuasion. You know.
That's because theater is dead. That's because theater is dead. The future entertainment is street husky, where you just kind of, huckster for.
There are quite a few of them in this town, I can see.
Wouldn't you be taking advantage of folks if you used your powers in the theater?
That was what Hekabe was suggesting. But if I say that to a reviewer, may get into trouble. The Baldur's Gate Gazette may have a thing to say about that. But I'll just ensorcel them, so it'll be okay.
Yeah.
I hear they have rings of reflect magic just for such purposes.
Do that?
Yes, because I always pack my ring of reflect magic every time I go to the theater.
If you're a critic,
Well, I'm going to have to figure out a way to cast, barriers against rings of reflect magic from entering the doors of my theater. And so, the great arms race between
theater reviewers and theater.
Just ban all rings. Tell them it's a fist fighting issue.
We've all played Final Fantasy. We know the solution. You have reflect on yourself, and then you cast the spell on you, so that it reflects onto them, and it reflects, and then that's how you hit them with.
Sticks and stones may break my bones.
Is Final Fantasy some type of parlor game that you've played, Caledryn?
Yes.
Sure. So we should go find Selborn.
Yeah.
So his name is Selborn.
Selborn.
So he sells things that are born?
Or maybe one day in his legacies past of his family.
Yeah, they would sell unborn babies. He does not sound like a nice gentleman, that's all I'm saying.
Doesn't need to be nice. Just needs to get us on a caravan.
That's true. If I needed to be around nice people, I would spend all my time with Hekabe.
Right.
Who is clearly the moral pillar of our entire group, given her previous employment.
I try. Try to lead by example.
You've turned over some new leaves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Got a couple leaves to go, but a tree doesn't turn in autumn in one day.
Well, I like that you're able to actually do some damage now. With your weapons weren't very effective, but now I feel like your spells are.
My hands are hot.
Your hands are hot.
Feel them. They're so
God.
hot.
They're very hot. Too hot.
Please don't light the barge on fire.
So making your way through the crowded city, you find yourselves in Blackgate, the northern district, where there are large yards with space for wagons and horses to prepare themselves as they head out into the countryside. as you understand it, the journey north from here can be quite dangerous. There's a lot of untamed country, but the theory goes that if each merchant wagon hires a few guards, then you'll make your way safely to where you want to be. So you find Akin's shop. It's an equipage business, so it's got freight hauling wagons, ropes, netting, grease, chains, wheels, horses, all the things you need to carry large cargo here and there. As you enter the shop, there's a bustle of people moving about, moving things, moving rope, and immediately ahead of you is a man you can only assume at the center of the chaos is Sullivan. He's directing people here and there. He's kind of a graying, older man with a tough exterior. He says, customers, what can I do for you?
Hello, Atkin Celeborn. Your name precedes you across...
I don't have the privilege. Who are you?
My name is Maro Footlights. Nice to meet you.
Superb.
Yes. You run quite a tight ship here.
I do.
We'd like to get on one of those ships going north. We come from some contacts of ours.
Someone I know?
Yes. Are we in good company? Can I say the name here?
You should be.
If I know it. Leosin.
Leosin! Of course. Anyone who comes bearing the name of Leosin or Lanthar deserves all the help I can give them. You're heading north?
Yes.
I'm trying to find jobs as guards?
If that's convenient, just being along with the caravan would be of service as well.
Well,
down a little on everybody. Okay.
As I understand it, you are looking for a very particular caravan, aren't you?
Yes.
I believe the ones you're looking for arrived just the other day. They're preparing to depart. Soon, I expect. I'll show you who you're looking for. You can find work in that caravan, hire out as you see fit. My name should carry enough weight as a recommendation to get you a job.
Is there anything we should know about the specific caravan?
As far as I can tell, aside from the people of interest, it's mostly just an average merchant group. I don't know who these people you're following are, though I don't like the look of them. Just understand that if they are bad people, they're choosing to blend in with others.
Should we... it's possible these people might be able to recognize us.
And I suggest you stay well away from them.
Is there a caravan that would be following this caravan in a general route, or are they going... Is it a common route?
It's a common route, but not for another 4 or 5 days.
Are they only setting off by themselves or with a larger group?
No. It's 50 or 60 wagons. It's quite a few.
So they'll not be the full extent of the caravan.
True, but I'm merely concerned. Perhaps we shall work on concealing ourselves. So a guards may not be the best situation. For a guard, we'd have to move in and out of many of the different wagons. Be visible.
No. The way this works is you hire on with one merchant. Just one.
Yeah, we're guarding
all the individual wagons. The idea is that everyone hires a few guards and then the caravan's well protected.
Well, what happens when bandits attack and all of a sudden we're caught in a melee and one of the people we're trying to be concealed from sees us?
I don't know anything about the specifics of your situation, but...
How much would it cost to join the caravan proper as a merchant?
No cost. You just need a cart and goods, and you'd need to hire a few guards yourselves.
That might be a better solution. What do you guys think? That way we can stay within the wagon.
Blend in a little bit more and avoid any problems if they come our way, and hide instead of being in the fray.
What do you think, Caledryn?
It's a possibility, but I don't necessarily see that makes us any less inconspicuous than being guards. We're still going to be in the caravan.
Well, we'll have a wagon of our own that we can spend most of our time in and only go out of it when we know that would be unseen.
Helmets! We need helmets.
We'd be able to control our circumstances a bit more. Whereas if we were guards, we would at least be a little bit beholden to take up weapons when needed.
Sure. I mean, we've all been in a melee. You're not necessarily looking at your left and right and paying attention to who they are.
Yes, but if you see someone that may have caused you a lot of pain in the past, perhaps.
I mean, we don't know for certain that these are all going to be the same cultists from before.
What? Yeah, I guess that's true.
No, but
I wasn't sure if he had been paying attention or not.
do we know how many of the cultists are there? Like, if they do recognize, since they're in with a group of people, if they do recognize us, there might not be trouble.
I'm more worried about the one, the female half dragon.
Well, if we come across her, we'll put some arrows in her eyes.
Works for me.
It's a good plan. she may have more powers that would prevent a simple arrow makeup.
Killed the last half dragon.
Yeah, I was going to say.
It's true.
He was pretty tough.
Haughty, haughty.
And you did chase off that other dragon.
I did. So.
With your bow.
Yeah. So.
Fine then.
How much to buy a wagon?
That's a good question. We've got the player's handbooks, I believe.
I mean, if it's
I don't know where to look for
a
it.
trivially small price.
It's going to be under trade goods and mounts and stuff.
There you go. You're right there.
Let's take a look. Tax harness. A cart is 15 gold. A carriage is 100 gold.
We would just need a wagon. 35
wagon,
gold.
35 gold. There you go. And then if we need mounts for it, that's going to be...
We'd probably need like 2 horses.
2 horses. That would be about 50 gold for a draft horse. So we're looking at maybe about 135 gold, 2 draft horses and a wagon, plus whatever additional expenses for whatever food or supplies we need for our journey. And
or tolls or anything like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Does any of us know how to drive a wagon? It's not easy.
I got animal handling, so
we would have to hire. He doesn't have animal handling.
I got animal handling, so I can.
But you're probably the most recognizable out of all of us.
I'm gonna go buy a new cloak and face mask and all that stuff.
A face mask.
Yeah, like cloak.
We are going up north. It's a little bit colder.
That is
It's
true.
gonna be a little chilly.
Oh, I thought you actually meant you were gonna.
I'm not gonna
put
go.
a mask on.
I'm not gonna go all creepy and get like a porcelain mask that looks like the dead.
It's not a
Or
masquerade.
something.
Yes.
As much as I would like to strike fear in the hearts of my enemies by wearing a skull mask and saying cool things about death comes for you from afar as I shoot people, that's not how I'm gonna roll.
That strikes me as being the opposite of inconspicuous.
Exactly.
I was assuming we would hire a driver and guards on our own, as was pointed out to us. Maybe too expensive.
One way we spend money, the other way we get money.
By being the guards.
Yeah.
Well,
I say she has the right of it.
If I know anything about traveling to the north with a bunch of cultists, I'm pretty sure that this caravan is going to befall disaster. I know how stories go.
I don't know if I want to be in one of those stories.
Oh, too bad. We've been acting it out for quite some time.
I've been trying so hard.
Ever since we got on that other caravan. Remember, that's how we met. We were guards on another caravan.
That was really a nice time.
Yeah.
Back then, when there was less problems.
We were just travelers.
All I had to do back then was make sure he didn't get too drunk.
Yeah. Well,
Why is the DM rolling dice?
Because he wants
Probably
to
to
screw with
move
us.
us along.
Guys.
I can do that too, John.
all right then. So guards it is.
But when you do it, it doesn't mean anything.
Guards it is, and we're all getting death face masks put on our faces.
Yeah.
No, we're not. Unless we're gonna go full on uniform and everyone gets the exact same, color scheme and
Hoard.
outfit and everything.
We should definitely get, clothes that befit the weather where we're going that will be able to allow us to hide our identity more.
So scarves.
Furry as possible.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Wait, I don't. The face you made is very scary. I just like soft fur.
Me too.
Don't you?
Yeah,
It's nice.
I like it on my skin.
How much to buy some like fur-lined cloaks? The supplies that we probably need.
To buy winter cloaks, it'll probably be twice as expensive as a regular cloak, essentially.
Mine's gonna be ermine.
Something nice and thick and furry.
Paul, you've got the book right there.
Yeah, it says traveler's clothes, 2 gold pieces.
So 4 gold pieces.
So that's what I would guess, 4 gold pieces, because it doesn't specifically say exactly what they mean by that. So.
Winter clothing would be twice as much.
So 4 gold. All right.
4 gold each.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess we'll have to head to a merchant.
Akin, can you point us in a direction of a merchant in need of guards?
You'll find plenty. I'll show you where you need to go. So he takes you out into the broad yards outside the city's north gate where all these caravans are gathering. There are quite a few pretty impressive groups of people around here. I mean, lots of groups gathering. It's all kind of exotic. There are lots of people from far south and far east around here just taking all manner of goods here and there. Spread out across one end of the yard, the kind of area you would presume would be taken up by whatever caravan is soonest to depart. There are about 20 wagons and several large groups of people. You can see a group of them that are kind of set just a little to the side. I mean, they're all sort of set into their own little cluster of people who already know each other, and then a sprinkling of wagons and tents of people who are sort of individually joining the caravan itself. Yep. But Akin looks around and he says, them right there. And he points out a group to you of 3 wagons off to one side. Among them, quite a few people well armed with, they have their weapons and they're not naked or bare or anything like that, but they're armored and armed just as many of the other caravan guards are around. But what stands out about them is that they're quite insular. They seem to be turning away most people who come to them to buy passage or anything like that. Or you can see lots of people, armed guards, clearly trying to sell their services to merchants, being like, hey, do you need anyone to go north with you? Among them as well, they have like a carrying curtained palanquin, the sort you would carry someone through the streets, and that is set off to one side with a few people standing around it, as well as a cook fire just outside where it is. It's set on the ground right now, but it's over there.
So it looks like they're ready to head off as soon as the caravan. So they're looking to join the next caravan.
Yeah, they certainly are. And Akin says, those folks over there, any of those 15 or so wagons, they're certainly bound out on the next expedition.
All right. Any recommendations? Merchants that are good with their word and treat their guards nicely?
Let me see. There's a few. Ulyelton, if you can stand him, is all right.
You can stand him.
Yeah, it's not
kind of a bore. Lewel, the elf, he's picky.
I like elves.
Let's see. This Felrow is decent, but he's an odd one.
Felrow, why is he odd?
Let's go with the odd one.
Avoid Engelston. He points at like a dwarf who's yelling at one of his servants. Otherwise, I don't think I know the rest. They'll probably know me, though.
Why is Felrow odd?
Felrow? Less Felrow? He doesn't talk.
Ah, should be easy to negotiate with then. What's the elf's name again? What is the elf's name again?
The elf, Anguston.
Anguston.
Oh no, sorry. Lewel.
All right then. Let's. I'm interested in talking to Felrow. Let's go over there.
Okay.
Before I forget, Hekabe, I got a potion of healing for you.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
Yoink. Oh yeah. Also, John, logistical question.
Yeah.
What's the max number of hit dice you can accumulate? and hold on to?
Equal to your level.
Equal to your level.
Yeah.
I assume we should all have full hit dice now that we're
Yes,
sleeping on the bar.
you definitely should.
Yeah, it's been a couple days. Do we know how many Akin, what's the expected travel distance up to Waterdeep on the Caravan?
It'll be 2 months to make it north. Waterdeep, 2/3 of the way.
Yeah, thank you.
But it sounds like your guys are going all the way. They're bound for somewhere near Neverwinter.
I'm excited. I've never been up north before.
It's cold and terrible.
Does it smell like burning in here, or is it just me?
Just you.
Okay, good. It's my stroke.
It does smell warm in here.
Call an
Yeah,
ambulance.
it's
I
just
don't know
warm.
if that's
Out of character.
yeah.
Greg Tito, just stroking out. No problem. Maro footlights,
No.
totally cool.
Okay.
All right, yes. So, Felrow,
Yeah.
we hear you're a good merchant.
Oh, so as you approach this guy, he has a gray wood wagon. It's box wagon, so it's
You do smell it now?
like a literal wooden box. And it's sealed in. There's a back door on it, but the door itself is closed. And as you approach, you realize what you thought was maybe like a decoration or something. Is like a gargoyle on top of it. Is actually as you walk up, it turns and looks at you.
It's an actual gargoyle.
It is a stone living gargoyle. It has a silver collar with a silver chain attached to it that goes down and is attached to the front seat of the wagon.
What? I've never seen a real gargoyle before either.
They're biters. Don't get close.
I go closer to it.
Yeah, it kind of glowers at you.
I take out a ration and try to toss it at it.
It just hits it and falls it down.
I don't think it eats food.
The man on the wagon has stood up in the seat and he's leaning against the edge. He's just kind of a dowdy, middle-aged guy. He's wearing a tunic. He's leaning against the top of the wagon, staring down at the four of you.
Hail there. Are you in need of guards?
Well, guards we shall be.
100 gold ahead, 50 extra gold if we see combat.
Way to highball that.
He leans over and there's like a bundle of firewood and he picks up the bundle, one of the logs off the bundle, and he chucks it at you.
Okay. Like chucks it directly at me?
Yeah,
or
like throws it at you.
move out of the way of it.
Sits back down in the seat. Settles in. Just not even looking at you guys now.
Way to botch those negotiations.
Why did we go to the person who doesn't speak?
We wanted to go to the weirdo.
He's got gargoyles.
And he's got a gargoyle.
This is 100 gold ahead? Are you serious?
I think he was attesting you. Caledryn, you should have hit aside the wood or done something spectacular to show off your prowess.
Or we can go talk to someone else.
Could do that. All right, we'll go to the elf.
Okay. Lewel. Okay, yeah, she is.
It's she.
Yes.
I should have gone with her immediately.
When you get over to her wagon, she is checking. She's unrolling cloth-wrapped bundles, which when she gets them all the way open, prove to have thick logs of strange wood in them that have been cut and had the bark shaved off. Brilliantly beautiful dark woods and striped oaks, unlike anything you've ever seen except in the most expensive houses. And as you're walking up, she looks up at the four of you. She says, "Spit it out."
Well, Miss Lewell, we are here to ask if you need our services as guards for your campaign north.
I've yet to hire guards.
We are 4 able individuals experienced in the arts of war, in magic, and love.
What are your specific talents? Anything?
He's war. She's magic. I'm love. And he kills dragons.
I'm a ranger.
Interesting.
I'm a war priest, the Battle Lord Tempest.
Hmm.
This one, she's a fighter, slings magic, a bard, and
Bard?
you've seen the ranger.
I'm an
He's
actor.
skilled with a bow.
I'm a theater producer.
Hmm.
How dare you?
We're seasoned enough, better than any of the veterans you might even see here.
Really?
Indeed.
Where have you traveled?
We just came back from further east.
You can roll. One of the two of you can roll charisma persuasion. With advantage for being helped by the other.
I'll roll.
Go for it.
If you don't mind.
Yours is probably better than my +2.
Well, glad we had advantage.
Advantage?
There's a 2 and a 14. And the 14 is a total of 20.
Okay. Okay. You're sergeant.
Sounds good enough.
8 pieces of gold.
4.
A 10-day.
10?
10. 10 if you take up the responsibility of some other guards too. Not just your own.
That's fair enough.
Done. You.
Yes.
Magic?
Yes.
You're my bodyguard. 10 pieces of gold. The other two of you, 5.
But I've got magic too.
You bore me.
I'll be able to serve and protect your body as much as possible.
Do you need someone as a forward scout?
No.
Fair enough.
Done. Tomorrow.
It was good negotiation.
Then?
Setting off at dawn.
Yes.
We'll be here.
If we can. There are some around, and she's kind of looking at some of the other wagons who are not as punctilious as they should be.
We'll be here bright and early. In fact, we may sleep here.
She points over at a guy who is seen to the animals. Says, "You should meet Longnose." It's a halfling who is putting a feed bag on a draft horse. Right? Says, "We traffic in wood, exotic woods. We take great care of them. I'll teach you the appropriate measures to take should it snow or rain."
We wouldn't want them to set on fire.
That would be bad.
And not boring.
And no one would get paid.
Indeed.
Good. I'll see you tomorrow.
Very well. Hey, Longnose. We're supposed to meet you.
Yeah. This little halfling looks up as you come over and he's like, "Are you new guards?"
Yep.
Indeed.
Good. You look tough enough-ish, maybe. I don't know. Where are you from? What do you do? What's your thing?
We do all kinds of stuff. Check this out. I'll throw my my staff up into the air, and it turns into 3 balls.
Right.
And then I'll catch them and
Start juggling
maybe
balls.
do it. I don't know. I like to make the halflings happy.
That's nice. He's like, "Hey, that's what I like." That's weird guard behavior.
Eh.
Yeah.
So we're on the road for 2 months, so
good. Yeah, we'll do a lot of talking. Us, me, mostly.
What do you
So-
do? What's your job here?
I'm a teamster.
For the whole caravan?
No, I drive this wagon.
Just this one.
Lul's wagon.
How's
She's
Lul?
she's all right.
What can you tell me about her?
Mm,
Yeah.
eh.
She
Out of his league.
know a lot of people where she stops and talks.
No. She doesn't really do friends.
Oh, no kidding.
She's pretty impatient.
She's pissed you off.
Yes.
This would be interesting. I want to play the two of you off each other.
how many horses do you have bringing the wagon?
We have these in the second wagon.
Do Do you have enough supplies to feed additional?
Yeah, we have the supplies.
All right.
She'll accommodate your food and your provisions, things like that on the way up.
Do you know where we can purchase riding horses in town?
Yeah, just that way. Kind of gestures off towards a large, kind of this larger area on the outside of the city where there are quite a few horse pens.
Do guards generally do that?
Sometimes.
I ain't walking all the way to Waterdeep.
Well, we have 2 wagons.
Sure. We need to be able to respond to threats, though.
If you've got the skills for
Is that
being
animal
cavalryman, I don't.
Is that animal handling?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Though you can ride a horse fine without the skill.
Okay.
You just keep doing special.
It's just the fancier stuff you want the horse to do, the more you'll need animal hand.
Oh,
Maybe-
it's about to get fancy.
Maybe as a group we should get like 2 horses. And
Holt knows all about dressage.
So
you clap, clap, clap.
you would have, if you want it, so you brought horses down from the horses that Leosin gave you. So if you want that money, you can just have the money for selling the horses on the outskirts of the city. Otherwise, you could just have horses.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
They're just riding horses, but
Caledryn would like a horse. If anybody else wants to just ride on the wagon, in that case, you can.
Hey, Longnose, does Lewel ride a horse or does she ride on the wagons?
she rides the second wagon.
I'll be in the wagons.
Well, you are her bodyguard, aren't you? So,
Exactly.
yeah, I think it's
I
expected
will need
that
to be.
you would
No, I'm not weird at all.
Okay, great. So by
what are you doing, Holt?
I guess
or
I'll take a
wagon?
horse.
Hekabe?
Yeah. If we had horses to begin with, I'll just keep the horse we had.
Well, we don't get to keep it. We actually have to sell it and then buy a horse on this side.
On the other side.
Oh, okay, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get a horse with you guys.
So we'll find one of the stable merchants over here and buy some riding
yeah,
horses.
it's easily done.
And worst case, I'm little. You can jump on my horse.
Nice. Thanks.
Unless a war
That's
horse
true.
is obscenely expensive.
Yeah, they kind of are. Warhorse, 400 gold points. Gold pieces.
Gold points?
Gold pieces.
points.
Just put it on my gold points card.
What about a regular horse?
A regular riding horse is 75 in comparison. War horses are gigantic.
Well, they're also trained. That's the biggest.
I'm just
thing.
going to assume that we had riding horses coming up here, right?
Probably.
So
That's a good assumption.
Yeah.
it would be 75 gold that we got or something.
Essentially, you have like 75 gold that
Yep.
you can have if you're just want to ride on the wagons. Well,
Easily
we'll find
done.
a tavern for the night.
Okay.
Longnose, where are you staying?
Wagons.
What
Yeah.
about Lewel?
I have no idea.
All right. Well, where's the nearest best tavern?
Take your pick.
They're all good?
They're all good.
Nice. You want to come have a drink with us?
Yes.
Come on.
Okay. Longnose abandons his duties and goes.
I mean, do what you have to do first. Maybe you can come meet us.
It's too late.
No.
It's too
He's
late.
already shirking his duty.
Yep.
This is gonna go well.
There'll be plenty of time.
I mean, I don't want you to piss off Lewel.
Be hours to apologize.
You have 2 months to patch up the relationship.
2 long months.
2 months to bodyguard.
Guard
Ooh.
bodies.
Guard bodies.
I want a pipe that blows bubbles.
The trinket chart.
Who doesn't want a pipe that blows bubbles?
Yeah, I mean that's.
Do you not want a dead Sprite inside a clear glass bottle?
Well, that'd be cool.
Because that's
too.
that's not morbid at all.
It's terrifying.
That's a little weird.
Or a
So
We're just gonna read random entries and
yeah,
tables
apparently
because that's comedy.
the next day
Sure.
the caravan sets out
Mhm.
from lovely Baldur's Gate, nearly 30 wagons strong. There's a variety of people about. There is the silent guy. There's more humans, elves, and dwarves that have joined the caravan. Kind of the full gamut of interesting people that ply the roads of the realms, right? Because this is the primary way to get from place to place.
Mm.
So there are all kinds of guards, all kinds of merchants, strange people aside, small groups of travelers that have just attached themselves to the caravan for safety and numbers' sake. And it's worth noting that the next day, the palanquin that was with the wagons that you think belonged to the cult is gone.
It's not on the caravan?
It's not with the caravan at all.
Their wagons are here, though.
Their wagons are here.
Okay. Otherwise, I was about to ask Hoult to go sneakily try and find out and make sure that we left with the right caravan.
So,
you idiots!
It's going to take some 2 months to get where you're going.
Yep. Slow going.
The caravan doesn't move more than 15 or so miles a day, right?
It's still pretty good. Pretty good pace.
Yeah, it's decent pace. Every 7th day, the animals need a day of rest, so you have to stop no matter where you are. The first week or so out from Baldur's Gate is quiet. There's not that much interesting going on around, but there's plenty of interesting people to meet. Each night as the caravan circles up and stops out in the wilderness, there is a half-elf who rolls out his wagon and unfolds it. The sides of it come down and the bottom of it moves away, and it becomes like basically a little pub. And he sells ale and beer to the guards and to the other merchants for outrageously inflated prices.
Yeah,
but
he's made a little business of
he's the only
surfing.
He's the only thing to drink.
Nice. Well, we'll definitely partake of that, and I'll start congregating with the people and telling stories. Trying to entertain the group of people as much as possible.
Okay.
I will keep
Certainly.
a watchful eye on our surroundings.
Once upon a time, there was a ranger named Hoult.
And he sat by himself in a corner.
He sat by himself in a corner and was
And
very
then
upset.
everybody asked him for quests.
But then one day, he came upon a town that was under attack. And him and his friends fought through the town. One of them tried to sneak around and convinced goblins that they were children running through the streets. And then a dragon attacked. And it was a monstrous dragon that breathed lightning. But Hoult ran up to the top. He was unafraid. He took out his bow and his black arrow. And he said, "Black arrow, I don't know why you were black. You were the last arrow I have left because I thought you were dirty." And he shot the arrow at the dragon. And the dragon said, "Screw this," and flew away, leaving the town mostly okay.
The dragon later got a really awkward infection from Dirty Arrow.
Dirty arrow.
And he had to go. The insurance bills for getting magic to cure that weren't that great. But he's a dragon, so he's loaded. So
And everyone was very happy for Hoult the Ranger for being in that town. They celebrated him, and they took his body after it was killed by another half dragon and made it better again and said, "You're a good man, Hoult." But he kept on saying things like, "I scared off a dragon." And soon the town started to hate him. And then he sat alone in the corner.
I don't like where the story went.
I went
Yeah.
full circle.
Went to a sad spot.
Yeah.
And it makes me feel
Yeah.
bad.
It's pretty sad.
We
You should
lost-
make a performance roll
Okay.
I need a drink just to...
just to wash away that story.
That is a 20.
Okay.
They're impressed by your story.
They are impressed by your story, actually.
I'll be doing lots more, just like it.
Yeah. Literally just like it. I only know the one
Just
story.
Actually,
the
I'm
one.
just making that. I'm workshopping that one story.
Greatest story.
Soon I'll get you guys to act out your roles in it.
Yeah?
Mhm.
What's that going to be like?
Hekabe,
Yes,
you want to act out your role in this play I'm coming up with?
of course I do.
All right.
Does it involve fire?
It can.
We could do pyrotechnics.
Oh my god, that's a great idea. All right. Let's see. I forget what my spells are.
You can make some story, and I'll do like fireworks in the background.
Ooh, and I can use Thunder Wave and my booming voice to be the dragon.
This is going to be
the dragon.
amazing.
That's a great idea.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right. The next night we'll do a different story, adding all of our things.
With pyrotechnics.
Oh, okay.
When it gets to
just
that,
make sure you aim the pyrotechnics away from the caravan.
Yeah.
Because
All the wooden wagons.
we're dealing with a lot of burnable materials here.
Right.
At least it wouldn't be boring.
It's a long walk back to Baldur's Gate.
So, a few days out, as you're coming up a long ridge up into the kind of higher grasslands north of Baldur's Gate, you can see the beginnings of some mountains off to the north and west of you, as well as vast, broad forest further down the plains. As you are coming up this ridge, there's kind of a difficult turn, and one of the wagons up ahead of you turns a wheel on a rock, and you hear the crack of the wagon axle and the shattering of wood, and a lot of the boxes tumble free, and you can hear cracking, and you hear people yelling and scrambling around. What do you do?
I'm gonna ride my horse up to see what the issue is.
Okay.
I look at Lowell. I'll wait for orders from her.
She says, well, we'll just see what happens.
Stay with the 2 wagons nearby.
Okay.
Are you concerned?
Happens all the time.
Hmm.
It's just a hold up.
There seems to be a lot of commotion for just one broken axle.
Hmm.
Do you get any emotion at all?
It's none of my business.
None of your business?
I'm going to have a drink of water. She gets off the...
Oh man, she's a tough nut to crack.
Don't worry, you'll melt her icy heart somehow.
Can I make a roll for a smile?
Oh, sorry.
Wherever you are.
And
Yeah. Caledryn will just kind of sit there idly chatting with Longnose
okay.
while we're waiting for the wagons to move.
Hoult, as you get up there, you see a group of people, and you think some of them are the cultists, and you realize that that's one of their wagons that has cracked an axle. And you see a box that has smashed open across the ground, and there are people kind of frantically trying to put everything back into a bag as quickly as they can. And you see that it's dozens of beautiful items of jewelry, bracelets, necklaces, rings, all wrapped in like wool for protection. And they're kind of scrambling to get all this incredibly valuable stuff hidden away as fast as they can.
How far away am I from the cart?
10 or so feet.
10 or so
you're
feet?
not that far.
Okay.
If you want to be.
Well, I don't want to get too close, but I do want to just kind of like, pull the scarf down and be like, do you need any help?
Yeah.
Just to kind of
see
see what their reaction is.
I mean, one of their a guy steps forward who you think must be their guard. And he's like, mind your own business.
All right, I'm going to ride back. And going to go talk to Caledryn. So, that wagon that broke, pretty sure it's some old friends of ours.
Oh?
Yep.
Seems coincidental. What's the holdup?
Well, looks like they got a broken axle, and some of their trade goods have spilt out onto the road.
Interesting. What are they doing now?
Well, trying to get the trade goods back on the cart. Fix the cart. I asked if they needed help, but they're very, very curt with me.
At least they didn't recognize you.
Probably not a good idea to pull your...
Well, that's why I was
Scarf
like,
down.
I'll lean over to Longnose. What usually happens when a wagon breaks?
Well, they'll get a couple horses up and drag it out.
Will they leave them behind?
They probably have a spare axle.
So we're just going to be waylaid for half a day or so?
Probably a few hours. It's a shame, but happens to everybody eventually.
I know a really good story.
Let's hear it.
So, once upon a time, there's a ranger named Hoult.
Okay, so you go through
The whole story again.
the whole story, and by the end, Longnose is like, I think I heard that one before.
What do you think, Longnose?
I think I've heard it several times before.
But have you heard it with pyrotechnics?
We're adding pyrotechnics.
What's a pyrotechnics?
It's fire. At dramatic points in the story.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Any other comments, questions?
Is it based on real life?
No, not our friend Hoult at all.
Oh, okay. Huh. You know, I like it. It's good. It needs more parts, though.
More parts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or to be longer.
Maybe like a halfling?
Well, yeah. I mean, halflings are pretty cool. I mean, I've never seen a bad play with halfling. That's all I'm saying. I mean, it's not. I've never heard a bad story about a halfling. I mean, if I do say so myself, halflings are probably the most interesting people in the world.
I like that they can laugh in the face of danger. Constantly. They're
That's
just
true.
Like an immutable force.
Yeah, usually when I'm afraid, I laugh really hard, and then I pee on myself.
See, that's bravery.
Sure,
Yeah.
You're right. That's real bravery.
All right, maybe I'll think about that and see if I can get a halfling in there. What if instead of a dragon, it's actually like a big flying halfling?
Don't mock his people.
Nah.
That seems improbable.
Of course, it's a
Yeah.
story. It's a
Yeah.
play.
No,
It's
no.
fantasy.
Yeah.
Don't you like fantasy stories?
Suspension of disbelief?
That just got so meta. I
just
couldn't even.
can't.
What do you like to read?
I can't read.
The stable boy.
Yeah.
I'll teach you how to read.
Really?
Yeah. You interested?
Really?
Sure.
Okay.
I got lots of time here.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. I got pen and paper.
Yeah. I like that.
All right. Well, we'll do
Sounds
that
good.
tonight. We'll do like an hour a night. It'll take us 3 months. Perfect.
3 months of the journey that we've already probably spent a few weeks on.
That's good. So a few
just-
days
yeah,
few
we're
days
just
go
starting.
on. The journey continues.
Yep. Doldrum of
It is
Insert montage of
feeling glad.
Storytelling.
the beautiful vistas and landscapes,
Drinking.
and animal wildlife just going about their way.
that's very true.
I start talking to my horse.
She starts talking to her
We
horse.
start having conversations.
That's
me and the horse.
that's very good.
There'll be some shots of me trying to talk to Luel, and she'll be like,
Or just ignoring you completely.
"Ooh, that too." Yeah.
So, did you name your horse? You shouldn't name your horse because it's going once you've named your horse in a tabletop RPG.
Then they die.
Then they die.
If we pass,
I'm gonna name my horse.
Name your
Hold
horse.
on.
Yeah.
What?
What did we
Buttercup.
just tell you, Janelle?
Buttercup.
What did we just tell you?
Buttercup?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Buttercup.
That
Yeah.
sounds like a great name.
It's a perfect name for a dead horse.
Oh.
I'm going to.
Paul is referencing another campaign that we played in where
If
every
we-
time we named our horses, they just died. It was really bad. It's like a
If we
dragon
pass-
would breathe on them, or
Yeah, don't name
something-
your horses.
Something else terrible would happen. It's
If
like,
you don't
oh,
name
sorry,
the horse,
horses.
the DM forgets the horse is there, and that way when the party does get hit with the dragon's breath weapon, the
yeah.
DM is just like, okay, you all take this much damage, and everyone is like, yes, we do.
Sure. And nothing else bad happens.
And then everyone else is like, okay, we get back on our horses and we go there. And the DM doesn't think about it because the DM's not like,
But
all
if there's a
right,
name on it.
make a save for Buttercup, asshole. Because then it's really funny.
Oh.
Look, Buttercup doesn't look like a war horse, but in my heart she is.
She will be after training.
Pat her on the rump.
She'll never be a warhorse. She's kind of derpy.
That's why I like her.
So a few days later, you all come into the broad stretch of craggy hills called the Troll Claws. This is sort of an area known for weird events, so everyone's a little more on their guard.
With a name like Troll Claws.
Especially because a few days back, a couple members of the caravan died in their sleep. They must have eaten some bad food or something like that. No one's quite sure what happened.
Which
Hmm.
caravan?
Right. Some bad food.
Some a teamster and a guy who was guarding another wagon.
What was their wagon carrying?
Their wagon?
Rare woods.
They were that wagon was carrying, as you understand, oils and perfumes.
On hearing that, so the next opportunity I have when we rest, Caledryn will ask his deity for purified food and water.
Okay.
And then I will proceed to start purifying our food and water before we eat it.
Every time you eat, before you eat.
Can't be too sure.
Also, as time goes on, I just want to slowly get Buttercup used to fire.
Okay.
So it doesn't scare her.
Make an animal handling roll.
Oh God.
Anyone want to assist her?
This better be good.
I will give her some advice.
Paul has the best chance.
I'm gonna give. I think it's a bad idea, but I'm gonna give her a little bit of advice.
Yeah, you know why war horses cost so much? Because this process takes years.
Look, she's
You know what?
derpy.
I think you can do this.
Yes!
You are really, really good at talking to Buttercup. Buttercup's going to understand this so well because of you.
Wait. Can
So I
we
get plus
decide
3?
first?
No, you'll get a die roll.
You get an extra D6.
Where
per
are
roll.
you standing in relation to the horse? This is kind of important.
Huh?
It's at a break.
Where
I understand that this is probably a subtle process.
Uh-huh.
Slowly,
I'm
just
not
like
throwing
Alright.
fire in her face.
hop of the
Like,
horse,
just-
like closer and closer to the campfire every night.
Yeah, and
Put her by some torches.
I'm just saying,
Get
don't
close.
a slow process of psychological torment
Yeah.
intended to break and eventually subvert its will.
poor horse.
Nice.
Yeah. Nice!
Add
Whoa.
6 to your highest roll.
One of those is a 1.
Well, the one I rolled is a 1,
So
or the one I gave her is a
got-
1.
20.
Wow, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I got a lot of help.
Apparently.
Hoult is helping.
All right.
I'm gonna take my die back.
Thank you
we'll
for
see
rolling how
the one
well
on
that
this.
training went.
Okay.
Yeah, get rid of that
The
one.
next time fire
Statistically-
Hey,
happens
at
around
least
your
I
horse.
tried. I thought ahead.
All right. I appreciate that.
I'll also, if there's any like patches of wildflowers or anything like that, I'll
Oh, Jesus.
pick them and start presenting them to Lewel. Be like, here you go. I found this. What do you think it is?
Yeah, she kind of matter-of-factly identifies like the species and genus of the flower and like throws it away
And I'll just keep doing it.
You
Yeah.
like her more
I'll keep
now, don't
asking.
you?
Every-
Yeah, I totally do.
every single time.
Yeah. You're like, hey, what is this?
Yeah, you should roll persuasion
Okay.
because that's hysterical.
Oh, that's a 7 or
Wait,
what?
you should
a
inspire.
7.
You should inspire yourself.
I can't, unfortunately. It's a 13.
Okay. All right. So that
She is 0.1% more fond of having you around, which is not a very large increase from before.
I don't know.
better
What
than
really
nothing.
happens is you just see a little Laurel slightly disapproves up in the corner.
Which is better than greatly disapproves.
Lewel will remember this.
So can I, since we're just doing general shenanigans, I would like to keep an eye on that wagon.
Oh, we should. Yeah.
Yes, we're doing.
You should. You totally
Yeah,
should.
that's what I'm doing.
You got eyes.
right.
Even though you're
Yeah.
probably the most recognizable out of all of us.
Well, with my brand new cloak and my scarf up, and I'm not gonna go riding out and be like,
No, I know. But
You know.
if anybody remembers, you were seen by the most cultists.
true.
Yeah, he's also the stealthiest of us, though. So, like, in terms of being
I would like to
incognito.
inspire you to do better at stealth.
I'm not sneaking up. I'm just keeping an eye on them.
Use your instincts and then do the opposite.
Trot casually.
So go
Trot
up,
casually.
trot casually.
Hey.
I got a pretty.
Oh, hey.
Hey, you don't have to be cultist, do you? Hey, just kidding, right? That's a joke, right? Hey, casual.
Hey, Tiamat,
Casual.
Diamat, whatever.
Yeah,
we're all
throw the whole
about.
thing off.
We're all about, bringing her back in Age of Destruction and Chaos, right? That's all we're all. Yeah.
Can I get you guys a beer?
I think it's time to take a quick break.
We could. I just want to do it like the caravan traveling.
That's
game.
cool. I'm just gonna put my feet up.
Let's do the traveling.
Can
game.
we just do this the rest of the time?
No combat, just lots of role
I
playing.
got a lot of
and
things I
occasional
want
dice
to teach
roll.
Buttercup.
Oh my god.
So many things I want to teach this horse.
So many things.
I want to teach this horse. That sounds so awful. You can't teach an old horse that's gonna die.
You
New
can lead a
direction.
horse. You can lead a horse to fire, but you can't get rid of that instinctual fear.
Wait till she's in our show, and then you'll thank me.
Oh my god, can she be in our show?
She could be now that she likes pyrotechnics.
Can I become the dragon?
I can stand behind her and cast the fire, so it looks like it's coming out
Oh
of
my
her mouth.
gosh, that is amazing. And I can cast fairy fire on her, so she like is wreathed in flame.
Buttercup's the new star.
Yes, the Buttercup show.
I don't really know how to.
Where's the fantasy?
I don't know how to segue into
Animal
break on this
cruelty.
either.
So we're breaking.
So
Well,
we're gonna
yeah.
we're just
Buttercup
gonna
will be
take
right
a
back.
break, and
Buttercup
we'll
will
be
be
back
right
in
back.
a couple.
Yeah.
Back, Buttercup will be in our show.
We need to contact the Harper Humane Society.
I think that may be for the best.
The
Yeah.
ASPCH.